Hello and welcome back to another Cathartically You tarot reading. So we have a full moon coming and also we have August coming. So I'm going to let you choose your pile here. We're going to do 3 piles and you can choose which one you feel drawn to. So I'm just going to give you the first card for each pile, and that can be the way that you choose. So, whatever you feel drawn to, the Elementalist will be pile number 1. The Six of Embers will be pile number 2. And our last pile will be the Pelican. So take a second and feel which one is calling to you. I can also add a crystal if you prefer to choose that way. All right, we're going to jump right in. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with our pile number 1. So this is going to be what is coming towards you. What does Spirit have for you this coming month and also for the full moon? Okay, we have the Ace of Embers. We have the Pathfinder. What does Spirit have for pile number 1? We have the Wanderer. I feel like this one was trying to come out too. The Eight of Embers. The Vessel. What else do we have for our pile number 1, Spirit? The 10 of Lotuses. 3 more flipped, so we're going to just take all 3 of them. The 6 of Birds. We're actually going to keep these in order. The 6 of Trees. And the 9 of Trees. I'm picking up an energy of wealth and of journeying. Maybe you are trying to bring more abundance into your life, or maybe you are on this journey of some kind. Some of you maybe are on a journey with your job, or maybe with some kind of sorry, I'm trying to make this a little bit more straight. Maybe some kind of entrepreneurship, some kind of journey. Maybe it's I'm not exactly sure yet, but that's the kind of energy that I'm getting, especially with like the 6 of Trees and the 9 of Trees. Here we have like the 6 of Birds as well, and these, planes up here. This card, the Vessel, is giving me, as well as actually the Ace of Embers, this abundance, like this brightness. The Pathfinder, of course, finding the journey, the Wanderer, also journeying, and the Eight of Embers with maybe some kind of dissonance or some hardships along that path of journeying. So let's kind of go into each card and see what Spirit has. With the Ace of Embers card, which is the mirror card of the Ace of Wands, um, I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you that you have the willpower and the you have the power within you to move forward in this journey and to make it through these maybe hardships or trials that have presented along the way, and that you can pick yourself up, and also that I'm just feeling this energy, this like intense energy, like the same of like a fire, which we have, of course, in the embers. Creativity maybe sparking, and that during this full moon, over the next couple of weeks and into the month of August, you're going to have a surge of creativity and maybe some kind of desire for doing something new. Maybe you're going to be starting the journey. Maybe you haven't actually started the journey. Maybe it's something that you know that you need to do, but maybe you've been questioning it. But take this as a gift from the universe, as an invitation to either continue on that journey or to take that first step. And as you do continue on this journey or take the first step on that journey, you're going to have the ambition and the diligence, which we are seeing here in the Pathfinder card. Um, the Pathfinder is someone who always reaches their goals and um, kind of like there's no time for games, their eye is on the prize. And this is really good when it comes up in a reading, especially if you are feeling like unsure about maybe the outcome of something. So try not to spend more time worrying about it. This is a victory type card, and it's a gift from the universe as well. So it's reminding you to be diligent and ambitious with that path and those plans, and to follow that path and follow your intuition and trust yourself, because you are in line for greatness and for big things coming your way. The Wanderer card gives me this energy of maybe you are a free spirit, or you don't do things the same way as other people, or maybe you have felt like an outsider, or have an identity of someone who is other. Um, this can be really symbolic of something new on the horizon for deep within you, within your soul, like revealing itself to you. Maybe it's a spark of new passion or a new identity. Um, and this is a sign from the universe to give you that gift of freedom to really lean into this new whatever. I'm feeling some newness. So maybe this yeah, it feels like something that you haven't really allowed yourself to explore, maybe because of fear, and now is really the time in your journey to really embrace this newness and allow yourself to feel the excitement and to not be worried, as you tread into the future. You're allowed to have hobbies and passions and different identities, um, and to just nurture all of those different aspects of yourself. The Eight of Embers, like I was saying before, does give me this um, energy of maybe an obstacle in your path, or maybe it could also represent having to make quick decisions um, because of all of this chaos that seems to be going on. Um, Maybe this represents parts of your journey that you'd hoped you'd never have to see or live through, but now you have to make it through this tough a tough time, or maybe feelings of self-doubt. But this card is making me feel like this has shown up as like an alert, that you may have to make some kind of big choice, and just waiting in one place isn't really an option. It's time to make a choice now. And you need to learn to be comfortable making big decisions on your own, and thinking for yourself and trusting your own path and not letting others kind of sway your choices, but to really trust your divine instincts that you have. Which brings us to the vessel. So the vessel card also kind of goes along with this, almost like heeding a warning, while it can also kind of represent um, abundance and materialism or wealth. Just be weary of the wealth and there's a lot of complexities with materialism, and wealth. And while we do strive for abundance, that also don't let it become an addiction or an obsession, for you to cloud your your brilliant light within you. It can get really easy to get wrapped up in success that you lose touch with your soul. So continue to just check in with yourself and to be true to yourself, and don't let the abundance or the success overpower your true identity and your true path and light that you need to share with others. Which brings me to the Ten of Lotuses. The Ten of Lotuses is appreciation and beauty and peace. Um, this card can be a symbol of reflection, appreciation, and bliss. It doesn't really ask anything of you other than to experience life as it was truly meant to be, um, uninhibited by clouded emotions, just completely absorbed in the beauty ahead of you. And you have already journeyed so far and experienced a wide range of different emotions and experiences, and some of them have left you, like this one, uneasy and struggles. And don't let yourself get lost in those, but do allow yourself to get lost in the here and now and in the tranquility of a perfect moment of calm. Maybe try to incorporate in this next couple of weeks and in this month of August some mindfulness activities or meditation, to calm the mind and to really connect inward with your soul and your inner wisdom that is really meant to be enjoyed and cherished in this life, and to really learn about your divine gifts. This card reminds you that sometimes things are out of your control, and so I think it is interesting that it came after the Ten of Lotuses because um, sometimes you are not in control. Sometimes you have to be in the passenger seat, and you have a pilot who's taking you. But this is a reminder to try to trust the universe as your pilot and to be able to go inward to learn more about the universe and about spirit and guides, and to trust your instincts as well in allowing yourself to kind of put the control aside and just let yourself move through transitions with composure, and to trust that the universe will work things out, and that this journey that you're on, everything has a purpose and a place, and that you are exactly where you're supposed to be on your life's journey. So that is bringing us to the Six of Trees, which feels like a really serene point in a journey, in your journey. This almost feels like the destination, and maybe along with the Nine of Trees as well, that there is abundance and there is harvest and giving and gratitude. And this card represents a lot of hope and comfort, with with the crops overflowing, and just knowing that you can use this card to kind of give you the comfort that abundance is coming, or it is close, and that you have gratitude for what you have, and you have generosity and kindness, and that will always come back to you tenfold, and that the roots can create so many happy memories, and that you have so much abundance around you, and to just really allow it to flow in, and to accept it, and to give back to others and those who you love. And also with the Nine of Trees as well, showing that stability and luxury, sophistication. The grand like palace behind is a visual representation of that stability and luxury and sophistication that comes with all of this hard work that you have done on your journey, and it is a symbol of wealth approaching, and whatever you've been diligently working towards is about to really transform into physical rewards. And allow yourself to pamper yourself and enjoy the finer things in life. And there's nothing wrong with indulging sometimes, and the challenge is to not let it swallow you completely, and to stay humble and remember that things weren't always this way, to remember the harder times, so that you can feel so you can give back to people who are maybe earlier in their journey, and remind them of when you have to trust the universe, and to not get caught up. But this looks like a really, really positive and abundant month for you, and I'm so excited for this journey that you're on, and I hope that this resonates with you. And I wish you a very, very happy August, and enjoy this full moon energy that is so positive for you. Until next time, bye. Hello, my pile number twos. So we're going to start with the Six of Embers, and we're going to see what else comes up for you. So this is your full moon and August reading. They're both happening at the same time. So let's see what energy the universe has for you for this month and for this full moon energy. That card is definitely yours. The Weaver. Let's see what else comes up. What does pile number 2 need this month? The Six of Lotuses. The Shore. What else does pile number 2 have in store this month? The Nine of Lotuses as well. What else do we got? The Four of Birds. Okay, those are the last two. We also have the Three of Birds, interesting, and the Ace of Lotuses. Okay, let's see if I can get these in here better. Interesting. Okay, let me take a look at the cards for a second and feel the energy here. I'm feeling a lot of movement energy, just like with the waves and then how these embers are swirling. This is movement going up. We have this going forward. This is like whooshing this way. This is flowing up. This is flowing in and then even into the 4 and then the 3 and then pouring down. So I'm feeling a lot of movement energy. Maybe there's traveling that's going to be happening soon, or maybe you already are traveling, or you've been traveling, or maybe you are coming up. Some of you maybe are coming up on a big move or a big change. Interesting. That's kind of the energy that I'm feeling here, just from looking at the imagery on the cards. But let's go into kind of the meaning on each of these cards to get more guidance from spirit and the universe as to what you might need this month. So, looking at the Six of Embers, the first card, this card actually represents self preservation and defense. So, it's actually a really pretty card. I feel like it's really representative of maybe it's time for you to like use your own intuition to protect and defend yourself. You may be surrounded by conflict or differing opinions and different forces trying to bring you down, but so maybe people are not in support of this new, whatever is new that you're about to embark on, or this traveling or this move. Maybe there's people that are not in support of it, and the Six of Embers is reminding you that you are the one that has the answers and you are the one that has the resources and knowledge for what you need to hold on to, so that you're not being impacted by those who aren't you. You know what's best. And that brings us to the Four of Embers. This card is almost in it's almost feels like an opposition of the six, because this represents, you can see the house, and it represents home and community and celebration. And so maybe when you're outside of the home, there's these conflicting opinions, but within your home and your safety, you can feel safe and know that this is it's where it is safe, and you have shelter from those the outside world. And it's interesting because this shelter is kind of out in the middle of the woods, as you can see, and it can represent, this like old wooden, almost like a shrine, out in the woods, that offers you good luck and fortune, and perhaps is signaling, for you to protect the shrine, protect your home, protect your peace within. And maybe it's not even a home, but maybe it's just your inner peace as well. And that even in the midst of storms, that you can still be safe within, yourself, and to trust yourself, and to know, that you are in control of the journey, and to, um, kind of remind you that the work isn't over yet, and that maybe some of you are already in the middle of this traveling, or this move, but that you can take pause and still celebrate, with self-care, and that your journey is going to really give you, some reflection, and that you can continue on, but that you don't have to just go through this move or go through this change without stopping, and that it's okay to take pause and to reflect and to protect what's important to you. Um, and the Weaver, I really love that this comes next, because the Weaver is weaving, you're creating your story, you're writing it as you go. The Weaver is very intentional, and, is also a manifester, manifesting the future, and showing that, she is working with magic in her hands, and is crafting the story, and is using the power of the mind to manifest what she wants. The Weaver can spin, can spin beautiful tapestries, and is able to. I think this card is really bringing, like this good energy of really developing what you want to manifest, or what you hope to manifest with this move, and what you hope to accomplish with this traveling, or this move, or, this next season, and that you can manifest what you need and what you want, and just to speak it into the universe, and to really ponder on it and meditate on it, and to envision it and make it come into fruition, which leads into the Six of Lotuses. And I think it's interesting that you have doubles and triples. You have two cards of Embers. You have, the Shore. You have like two of the lotuses, two of the birds. Well, actually, you have three of the lotuses. So it's really interesting. Um, The Six of Lotuses is representative of familiarity and happy memories. Um, it's almost like this is the happy memory that has stayed above the waves, which could be, the change. Like you still, within this traveling and within um, this new pursuit that you're on, has remained a constant and will stay above, to remind you of what you're doing and why you're doing it. That you have the opportunity to rise above the challenges of what you're taking on, um, that you're persevering, and maybe this is also a time to heal wounds that you've had, and reflect on those happy memories that stay afloat, even if the situation that there's people on the outside that aren't really understanding what the journey is for you, that you can reflect and go within and keep that part as a forefront, to remind you that yes, this is what you're supposed to be doing, and to keep pushing through, because you will grow from this move and move forward into more of abundance and prosperity, and what you have been manifesting the whole time. You know what is right. And you're going to need to know what's right and have that focus at the forefront, because, like moving into the Shore card, this card is, this journey isn't going to be without turbulence. You're going to maybe be in an unfamiliar place, and maybe you'll question yourself. It can feel like really chaotic and scary, to do something that you haven't done before. Um, and maybe it's unfamiliar, but beneath all of those crashing waves, beneath the rain, beneath it all, you can know that change is a part of breaking new ground. And some transitions can be really hard, but that you can just take the time that you need to adjust to your new reality and find daily comforts, and embrace what you can of the familiar. So, this is representing the familiar and what is. And again, like bringing back to like inside your home, and your home is just what you have that you take with you to place. So to remember to bring those, find daily comforts and embrace those things, and that will help you make these unfamiliar newnesses, if you will, they'll start to feel like home. And the Nine of Lotuses is representative of satisfaction and emotional stability. And this is like a magic wave, that sometimes this feeling of stability is unexpected, and it's like maybe you're expecting it to be like so chaotic and like scary because it's new, but then you have this magic of this wave that just feels like everything is starting to just bloom, and it is gonna be a place that you've not experienced before. And when it shows up, you should just allow that wonder and that excitement, and it's like a pleasant surprise, and let it wash over you. And this level of satisfaction is not easily come by. So take a glimpse of the magic of the universe, and know that there's going to be a part of this journey that's really going to make you just, it's going to wow you. Like you're going to be so in awe of what's possible, and let it be a reminder to you that you are in control and you are manifesting what you need to happen. And you're going to be so overwhelmed with a sense of possibility that you need to take it in and trust it and trust yourself as well, that you are also making this happen in alignment with the universe and with spirit. Which brings us to the Four of Birds, which is contemplation and restoration. Sorry, I'm looking at the card. It looks like this is like a cliff here. And there's four little birds. It's almost like they're looking up into the stars and into the infinity of space up here. That there's so much knowledge to gain and obtain. And the lime green moon is there as well. It's almost like this quiet moment, like a chance to pause from this overwhelming awe. And like it's a moment to just be impressed and to be thankful. And it's just observing what there is. Like you're these little birds and just observing what you're able to create and what you're able to achieve by trusting the universe and by manifesting and by taking the steps to not listen to those around you, but to just trust yourself within yourself and manifest what you want and continue on this move or this journey. Or really go for what you feel is right, and remembering your why and continuing to trust, and then being in awe when it starts to come into fruition. Oops, I'm so sorry. And then just taking time to really be thankful and to really just think about your place in the vast universe and comparing to the sky, but you're just this small little bird, this speck, and just to be thankful that you're alive and to restore your faith in the world around you through wonder. And maybe you have a big question that you have to ask, and perhaps the answers aren't what you need, but is just reflection is more what you need, and that you can gain so much from looking within and assessing what is around you, and to really just take note of the grandness of it all, and your problems or your fears may start to melt away and feel smaller. And the Three of Birds does represent, as you can see, like pain and suffering, grief, and it's really a heartbreaking card that can send your mind for a spin. And so maybe these two are connected, where maybe this is preparing you for something that is going to maybe happen that is not going to be pleasant, or maybe you're working through something that is really hard, or maybe you're coming out of something that has been really, really difficult and so much suffering. If you're feeling guilty about something, maybe try to approach the situation and see if you can resolve it on better terms so you can clear your mind. Or if you are feeling trapped by pain, trauma, or heartbreak, that you can see what else there is. See what else there is to be thankful for. Maybe it's just another obstacle in your way, and to remember that you had these other obstacles here, but you were still able to gain so much positivity, and that in the scheme of things, it won't feel like such a big aspect, but it will start to dissolve and it will end up being okay. Which brings us to our last card, which is the Ace of Lotuses. And I just want to take a second to really look at this card because it's such a pretty card, with just this pouring, um, which makes me get this energy of lots of new feelings or an emotional surplus here, like it's a wellspring of infinite resources and sources of emotion, and it can cleanse anything around it. So, especially this really big hardship that you have here, and just allow yourself to really drink from this flowing, gold, if you will, and it can nourish your spirit. It's a sign that you really are going to embark on a new emotional journey. And maybe that's where this is. Maybe it's not a physical move or a physical journey or something like that, but maybe it's an emotional one, and to embrace it and to not fear, but that you are definitely going to have an adventure starting this full moon in this month, and I'm really excited for you, and I've loved this reading. I really hope that it has resonated with you and has given you some insight into what spirit has for you this month. Until next time, bye. All right, group 3, it's your turn. Okay, so we're starting with the pelican. um, so we are going to ask Spirit and Source what energy, what is coming to you this month, with this new moon, and you have the Three of Lotuses. With this new moon, or not new moon, full moon energy and the month of August. So let's see what Spirit has for group 3. I feel this one, the Crow, and this one as well. The Protector. What else for group 3 do we have? 2 here. So we have the Geomonger, the Seven of Embers, what else for group 3? Oh, the Shapeshifter. Interesting. Two of Birds, and the bottom of the deck card, the Five of Trees. Awesome. Okay, I want to take a second to look at the imagery on these cards and see what energy I'm feeling here. This feels very I'm feeling a lot of like intuition or spiritual sense. Maybe some of you are going through a spiritual awakening, or learning something about maybe your inner wisdom. There's a lot of birds present. Like we have the pelican. There's birds here, even in the Three of Lotuses. This is a crow right here. Obviously the Two of Birds, and then there's birds depicted here as well, and here the phoenix. So I definitely am feeling a sense of like rebirth. Interesting. Okay, let's um, go into the cards one by one to see what else we can get. Um, so yeah, I'm just feeling like maybe some of you um, are going through some kind of change, or spiritual awakening, or learning something new. The Pelican card is the mirror card of the Emperor, like in the traditional tarot, and this represents structure, and discipline and control, and it essentially represents this like the spiritual boot camp. So that's really interesting. Because that's what I was feeling with this energy. It can be a symbol of structure and control. I think I said that, but also can represent rigidity and coldness. So there may be a need to confront your inner self. You can ask yourself maybe if you're avoiding something that needs confrontation in order to move on, or maybe if you're being controlling about something that needs more lightness. Maybe you're judging yourself for something, or you're not allowing your full truth to be seen in some kind of way. Um, which is interesting because our next card is the Three of Lotuses, which is representative of coexisting, and synchronicities, um, just natural synchronicity. Um, this can represent like alignment with your surroundings, everything kind of unfolding perfectly. So when this card comes up, it is really reminding you that everything is kind of falling into place the way that it should be. Um, Maybe you've been seeing angel numbers around, like 111 or 222. Um, and that is also a reminder from your spirit guides that you're on the right path and that you are taking the steps necessary for things to just kind of fall into place. And if you don't already feel like things are really unfolding perfectly for you, try to um, start to look for it and start to see what patterns you're finding. If you're seeing the same color over and over again or the same numbers over and over again, you can look up what the meaning is behind those things and start to take that as a little nudge of encouragement, from the universe that things are working out, for your good. The crow. The crow is an interesting card, and like I even like the depiction on here where it's kind of simple, but this almost gives me like a black hole energy, or not like an energy, but like reminds me of that, which is very like I feel like magical. Like it's just never ending. There's so much, like so much. I feel like a wealth almost, because it is full of like creation, manifestation. There is energy of how to kind of like how to use this energy of um, how to use the energy to create, to manifest, to bring what you really want into fruition. And so this is a really positive card. If you can believe it, if you can dream it, then it can totally happen. And so you can can count on the crow and call upon the crow to manifest boundless creativity and creative energy, and just allow it to fill you, and then exhale it back out into the universe. When there's something in your life that you want, you can meditate on it, and if it doesn't already exist, create it. And you have that power within you and that magic within you to naturally gravitate towards these paths that will get you there. And you just have to be awake and have to be paying attention to what it is that you seek and how you can use the tools around you for good to make it happen. Which brings us to the Protector here, which is interesting that the Protector is the card that came up, one of the personality cards. This deck has 16 different personalities, and you got 3 of them here, and we're not just one personality, we have all of these personalities in us, but the Protector is showing up for you right now in this time of your life, maybe for this next month or even just the next couple of weeks with this full moon, that you are perceptive and your creativity is flowing. And when this card comes up, it can be symbolic of a great time to take deeper plunge into your creativity, which is almost a theme here, with being able to really trust that it's time to get into the projects that you have been taking on, and to know that there's something bigger than you, and that knows that it's important to see these things through. So allow this energy to radiate through you, and see this as a beneficial time for new ideas to emerge. Trust your intuition to guide you through this state of heightened creativity, and allow yourself to maybe take chances on things that maybe you have been maybe too apprehensive about in the past. This is a time where you can trust that the universe has your back, and that you will be successful in trying those new things. The Geomancer, this next card, is an interesting depiction, and I love it because you can kind of see this like magic floating from their hands into the ground. And this card has a lot of generous energy, is sensible, nurturing. This personality type, or this energy that is present for you right now, is moving as if you're connected to the ground beneath your feet, dressed in these gifts from nature, really supported by the universe, with this all-seeing eye here. It can be very symbolic when this shows up in a reading for a deep connection to the earth and all of the alluring powers that the earth provides. And everything comes from the earth. Everything that we have comes from the earth. And so when this comes up, it's reminding you that all of that same power lives within you, and you have the ability to manifest and to really call on that power and that generosity. The earth gives us everything, it's so generous. And embody that generosity, and try to be sensible with how you spend maybe your money, or how you can give back to the earth itself, and to replenish our natural resources and nurture our planet. So this could be there could be an ability here to maybe see some upcoming events, or learning about the earth in the past, and how we can just learn from the past and move forward, and call on that innate wisdom that we have within us. Which brings us to our next card, which is the Seven of Embers here, which is representative of self-preservation and defense. You see this this bird almost sitting. This is really interesting card actually if you just look at it. I thought it was a phoenix at first, but I think I think it is a phoenix rising, from the ashes, but it looks like it's coming from a book, which is very interesting. It's opened to a page of an old an old book of some sort, and there's, fire bursting out from the book and swirling into the sky as well. And the self preservation of the phoenix, maybe this is a time where maybe you're going to be seeing that symbolism of the phoenix. Maybe you'll notice this month that you'll start to see the phoenix around as like a symbol, but it is something that has existed for a long time with rising from the ashes, and it's this card can really help you to see yourself as the phoenix and to use your wits to protect and defend yourself. And maybe you'll be maybe you're surrounded by conflicting opinions or external forces trying to bring you down, but remember that you have all of the sources within you, like we were just learning from the geomancer, that you have everything within you to rise above that and to trust yourself, and that you can preserve, and to just rise above, I guess, is the main energy that I'm getting from this, which kind of correlates with the shapeshifter card as well, because the shapeshifter is malleable, favorable. We all want to be like the shapeshifter, right? Like to be well liked and adaptable and beloved. When this card shows up in readings, it's suggesting that you have the capability to take on aspects of this energy and of this character. This shapeshifter may come up when it's time for you to maybe be a little bit more malleable and to be more teachable. If something's not panning out the way that you expected, maybe try to see the benefits of the opposing side. Maybe there is a reason for the different path that's been chosen or that's been presented to you. So you can learn from this and you can be more than one thing at the same time. Two things can be true at the same time. It doesn't have to all be either or, black or white, but that you can be malleable and you can believe two things that maybe seem opposing, but really it's bigger than us, and we have the ability to really something that might be true for you in a certain time of your life may not be true for you in a different part of your life, and that's okay. And to again just trust yourself and know that you have the wisdom and that you can trust what you feel in your heart to be true. This Two of Birds card that we have here reminds us to assess the things that we've been spending time on. Is it worth your energy? You can see this person is like dragging these broken, it almost looks like broken cups or bells maybe, they're not of any use. So why is he, dragging this burden around? It's not doing any good when we have these other two bowls, or maybe they're like singing bowls, um, or some kind of, I mean, it doesn't really matter what they are, but there's two more here that can be used that aren't broken. So why is the energy being used to drag these broken ones around? So try to assess the things that you've really been spending your time on, and if it's the best use of your energy. Sometimes we mindlessly do these tasks just to get them done. That may have some kind of mediocre outcome, rather than do too many tasks. Try to make a plan to focus your attention on one thing at a time, and outline what your future goals are, and decide what is more important right now to focus on, and put your energy into those things instead of dragging around, either things from the past or things that really aren't your main focus right now. Um, Which brings us to our last card, which is the Five of Trees, which is really representative of abundance and gratitude and giving. And you can kind of see that there's this, bright haze here that's coming across the hills, cascading across the background of this, these oak trees. Um, and it's beautiful. Like it's um how interesting. As I was saying that, I realized there's a skull in here. I think this really reminds me of just the perspective, because if you look closely, this is actually a purple haze and smoke. It's not a billowing tree like forest. It's actually like a fire. Um, and when I was just looking at it from back here, it looks, like it's like a beautiful farmy, landscape ready to be um, harvest. But then I was like, wait, that looks dead. And I realized that that is what's happening here, is that this is, destruction, which is really interesting because sometimes we can get, we can overlook sometimes what we think is good, and then it can end up taking our joy, or it can end up um, presenting us with a different type of situation than what we originally thought we had. And so sometimes you may feel like you're at, rock bottom, or you may have some hardships coming your way, but it's always up to you how you overcome it. And I think it's really interesting that I had, my mind set that this was a different card. I was thinking that this was the Six of Trees, and that is a more abundant card, and this one is more of a loss card. And so I think it's really interesting because that just goes to show too that like maybe something may happen this month, that you thought would turn out differently, and to just remember that you can always go back and remember where you came from and what you have, and that you can make it through difficult times, and that you have this power within you to be able to make it through times that feel super dark or when you fall ill, and that it's not just a linear one way path, that life is always going to be going in what may feel like circles at times, but you'll still be progressing, and you still will be able to have your shapeshifter energy to be able to match the situations at hand if you are able to let go of the things that no longer serve you. And you can draw on that memory of things working out, and being balanced in that you can, just push through and take it one step at a time and be able to accomplish all of the things that you have, and just keep learning and keep growing in your spiritual awakening that I feel like you must be having. And that it's not always easy to deconstruct old patterns of thinking, or ways that you used to be, and it may be painful, but that you will rise from the ashes and you will be this beautiful phoenix, and you will have more abundance and more happiness than you thought was originally possible. So I hope you have learned something from this reading, and that it's resonated with you, and that you take this into your next month, and that you'll come back for another reading soon. Um, until then, happy August. Bye. Thank you so much for watching Cathartically You Tarot Readings with me, Nicole May. If this reading resonated with you at all, I would invite you to please like and also subscribe so you don't miss any of my future uploads.